Hey everybody, happy Saturday. It is, I don't know, is this maybe the third week we've been doing these? Saturdays at 11. I'm Gabby Sundra. I'm known as the Love Trifecta Coach, helping couples get what they both want to create more play, peace, and passion in their marriage or their relationship. But that's my frame of reference, is the commitment of marriage, and it's for better, for worse, right? And that's through thick and thin. But why not have it be as thick as possible, right? Why not have there be as much of the for better part, certainly more than the for worse? And how can we translate and take that worse part and actually turn that into, have that be the diamond, have that be the coal that we turn into the diamond? In fact, my coaching, when I first started coaching 6 or 7 years ago, that's what I called it, was diamond mining coaching, because I want to take your complaints, the things that look rough like a lump of coal, and let's look at them and not put too much pressure on them, but let's look at them and do some work on them and polish them and cut them until they shine bright like diamonds. So the very thing that causes conflict is actually the thing that can bring you together. Now today, just for a little personal reference, before I talk more about the topic, and by the way, if you are here live, hey there. Feel free to ask a question, or I'm here in Vancouver. Let me just show you real quick how gorgeous this view is that I'm looking at. Right, you can't see because the clouds are there now, but the mountains have snow on them, and then the water's out there. But it's a wedding. Love is in the air, and we're getting ready for a wedding here in Vancouver. Dear friends of ours, smallest wedding I've been to. This is my third wedding in 5 weeks. And this one is going to only have 18 people here. So, in fact, it's all done last minute. And with friends, I'm making the bouquet there when I finish this. But I wanted to jump in no matter where I was on a Saturday and say hello and talk about, let's see who we have. Oh, Servan, nice to see you. Kabbalah. Let me just give you a little wave there. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But this week's topic is about taking aim. It's the last week of the proactive period, right? And what's the proactive period? Well, at For Better Love, we like to aim for loving better, not loving perfectly, but loving better. Don't put that pressure on ourselves, right? And if you're loving better and you're loving better, we do that with 90 days on, where we're pursuing our relationship goals together, not from an intensity or from a should or from a fixing, but just from a like, hey, how could we have even more of what we both want? That's the question. That's what I'm up to, helping couples have more of what they both want, finding the synergy in your chocolate and peanut butter. So it's 90 days on and then 30 days off. And in those 30 days off, we take a week to just celebrate that you're even leaning into loving better. We then take the second week to rest. And all of those of us who are leaning in, whether it's in our health or in our love life or in our work, it's nice to take a break. You have a closed loop, beginning, middle, and end. So sometimes for some of us, we actually need to really focus on taking a rest. And even if you don't need to focus on it, it's still good to fold it in. So we have the first week is celebrate, the second week rest, the third is reflect. And we look back and say, hey, that last 90 days of our goals, how did that go? Oh, well, we did great at this. The communication, practicing the OCC, the ownership, compassion, creativity tool. We've been doing that within 5 minutes of conflict. And if you're not familiar with the OCC tool, I encourage you to go check out forbetter.love. And on the content section where the blogs are, just search for ownership, compassion, and creativity. And that's the OCC tip, my favorite tip, our go-to tip. My husband and I, for the last 6 months, year or so, our game, the game we play, the good game, give it games a good name. The game we play is to take our relationship conflict, and whether it's his fault or my fault, a big conflict, a little conflict, within 5 minutes, both of us need to say something to take ownership, to express compassion, and to make a creative suggestion on how we can do better or how we can shift out of it, right? So as you hear, we have some more people coming in for helping with the flowers and the food for the wedding. So anyways, then the last week after reflect, looking back to lead forward, is now we take aim. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? I love that question. And when I first ask people, what do they want? Often what I hear is that my partner stop being such a jerk. It's a great place to start. Take your relationship complaints and then let's translate them into what you really want. how you can be moving forward together as allies and playmates instead of adversaries figuring out who's to blame and we need to talk. So this week is all about taking aim and looking at what do you want. Now, a lot of us have a really stunted relationship with what we want. It's, well, I'm not worthy for that, or if I want it and I don't get it, I'll be disappointed, or if I want it and I get it and then I lose it, then I'll really be disappointed. Whatever is your flavor, we have all of these, or that's just not possible with this person. But this is really about just letting yourself want freely, to throw the spaghetti on the wall. Next week, when we start the season of play and the next 90-day game for your relationship goals, you'll be able to get more specific, make sure that they're, fall into that SMARTY criteria of specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. And of course, we added inspiring. We could do that all next week, but for this week, just let yourself throw the spaghetti on the wall. What is it that you want? And those of you here live, if you want to put in the comments, what do you want most in your marriage? And we are leaning into the season of play, but it's totally fine to apply play to whatever's going on in your marriage, whatever's going on in your relationship. How do you bring play to finances? How do you bring play to sex? How do you bring play to play? Right? My husband's more of an introvert and I'm more of an extrovert, so we often have to talk about how much socializing we're doing. We're out of town at our third out of town wedding in 5 weeks, which is way more than we would normally do if it wasn't for them being weddings and how much we love these people. We would certainly be at home this weekend, never going out of town for 2 weekends in a row. Me, I would go and go and go and go. It nourishes me, but we want to respect our beloved's experiences different from our own, and really look for the synergy. All of the great staycations and downtime that I've had because my beloved needs that. And all of the great socializing and relationships he's met because I need that. Now, we don't force each other to do it the other's way. We honor each other's experience, right? If you've ever heard of our tip bibto, both is better than one. We're looking for how you can find that synergy and bring the chocolate and peanut butter together, right? So, because you're both geniuses and you both chose each other for a genius reason. So if you're looking at something completely different and you think you're on opposing ends, I encourage you to look for where is the genius in both of you. There's a lot of different ways you can do that. One is just for fun, just for 10 minutes, argue their point instead of your own so that you really get into their perspective. Flip a coin and see what happens. See what's the most important part of each of those perspectives and how can you get at least some of each of those. And where's the intersection between those two that's actually of the even greater experience? So what do you want to take aim for? What's important to you? I would like you to stand in August 14th. Just imagine 90 days ahead from now, a little bit more than 90 days. And imagine what is it that you've got going on that you're so excited about and you're proud of having accomplished or worked through. Stand in the future and experience it as if it's already happened. And then we'll write that down, put it somewhere where it's visible in a playful, fun language so that you can keep getting pulled forward instead of the we need to talk and you did this, this, and this. Nobody wants to hear that. If you blame, it's like relationship math. Automatically, the next person is going to, your beloved is going to defend. It's just relationship math. So if you really want something, and if you want to shift, if you want better communication or better relationship and dynamic around your finances, or about house chores, or about introvert, extrovert, how often you're going out and seeing others, it's important that you take some time to actually ask, what do you want? Now, I encourage you to ask it on your own first individually, and then come together. And if your beloved's not into it, that's okay. Don't shit on them. This should be a pleasure, not a pressure. So you want to keep doing what inspires you and what's fun for you and what calls you forward, and then share it with your beloved, but don't pressure them. You and your beloved are not the same people. You bring different things to the table, and that's a beautiful, awesome thing. So let's see. It is, I see more of the flowers coming together. See, I told you like the wedding elves are showing up. Hi, Thonia. We haven't met yet. They look beautiful. Love is in the air. I hope it's in the air for you all out there as well. It's just a joy and delight to be up here, especially a wedding with only 18 people. It's really sweet, really intimate. I think the last two weddings, first one was probably 100, 150 people. Second one was only 50 people, and this one 18. So getting smaller and more intimate and even more special. I'm just so honored and delighted to be here. But for you, I'm honored and delighted to be here and have you, whether you're watching this as the replay or you're here live. Thanks for joining us. We'll be here on Tuesdays. I should say I'll be here Tuesdays at 2 o'clock to introduce a new topic. And we're launching the season of play next week on Tuesday. And then on Saturdays, just come if you have any questions. Doesn't have to be about the topic. You can just put it in the chat or wave your hand, but I'm happy. This is where you can get some free coaching. Go ask Gabby, right? That's what they used to say when I worked at Santa Barbara City College. And I used to work with single parents and advising them. They'd just say, I don't know, but go ask Gabby. So I'm here, and I love love, and I'm here to blow wind in your sails. So Tuesdays or Saturdays, come and join us. I'm going to run off a little early today if there aren't any questions, just as there's a lot to do for the wedding, and I hear all the hustle and bustle happening, and I'm going to get to that to help. So being it's a auspicious 11/11, we'll go ahead and end a few minutes early today. Thanks, everyone, for being here live or for watching the replay. Spread the love. By the way, I'll let you know that June 1st is going to be our next live free masterclass, and we'll be doing that one on wedding vows, Vava vows visioning. So if you're getting married or want to renew your wedding vows or know someone who is getting married, come and check that out. It's wedding season, as you can see, 3 weddings in 5 weeks. And it's just such a joy and a treat to help people create their wedding vows. So look for that in the coming weeks. And keep letting me know, what do you want to hear more about? What do you want to talk about? What will have your marriage be enjoying more play, peace, and passion? Again, I'm Gabby Sundra. I'm the Love Trifecta Coach, helping couples get what they both want by creating more play, peace, and passion in their marriage. Check us out at forbetter.love. See you on Tuesday.